Wastelanders. Welcome to the Wasteland. This is the Fallout feed number 70. I am Andrew, and with me tonight is Kara. Hello, Kara.
Hello, hello.
And Dennis. Hi, Dennis. What's going on?
Good evening, Andrew.
How was everyone this evening, Kara? Have a great evening. Heard you were off with wedding festivities. That's always exciting.
Yes, I have wedding on the brain, and I will still have wedding on the brain until about midnight on Saturday.
Oh, my goodness sakes. Hopefully it's a festive occasion and plenty of fun will be had at the actual ceremony / reception type stuff.
Totally. It's a...
In the party?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm the maid of honor, so...
Oh, wow. Did you have to plan all the stuff?
Not all the stuff. In fact, she's been like an incredibly chill bride. Like she's my one of my best friends, and she is incredibly chill about the whole thing. I didn't have to do a lot. She didn't want bridal shower or anything like that. She didn't have many demands. In fact, she's like asking my advice on things or something like that. So it's been nice. I mean, I have only been in one other wedding, so I don't have a lot to offer her, but it was fun to help. I got to put together the shoe game. I don't know if you guys know that game, where the bride...
Sorry, say that again. The what?
The shoe game, where the bride
I'm not aware.
Yeah, the bride and the groom each get a shoe. Each have one shoe from the bride and one shoe from the groom, and they're asked a series of questions like who hogs the bed or so on and so forth. More, and they'll raise the shoe based on
know that yet if they're good Christians.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out for this one. But for my friend and her fiance, they're total geeks and nerds. So I asked questions like,
I don't believe it.
I asked questions like, who spends more time playing video games? Who's more likely to collect things? Who's player one more often? Who's gone to more conventions? So on and so forth. I also added in like regular questions because, I mean, the majority of the families on either side are very much not... I mean, they probably expected things like, who looks cuter in the morning? And, oh gosh, who gets more fussy? Or something like that. I don't know, but...
I like the fact that Kara can like totally defend the nerd stuff and take it seriously, like who would roll higher on a D20. But when we talk about like normal things like what's your favorite color, she's like, ew, they asked what their favorite color is.
What a bunch of dummies. Oh, they have opinions about stuff.
That's right, I'm prejudiced against normal people.
Dennis, how has your bridal shower planning been going?
Very good. I've got some nice two-tone colors that I can match,
Oh, that's great. Wedding colors, opinions, Kara?
Wedding colors.
Do you have any input?
Any input? I would say orange and blue.
Orange and what?
Orange and blue.
And blue.
Yes.
Are you a Florida Gators fan, are you?
No. I don't know sports ball.
It's no sports ball here. Orange and blue,
I thought since Pat wasn't here, we were allowed to talk about sports ball.
Yeah, no, totally. Kara's from what? You said North Dakota? No. Where are you from?
I lived in North Dakota once upon a time. I'm not really from anywhere because I'm an Air Force brat.
Does anyone live in North Dakota? Not to offend all our North Dakota listeners, we love you. Please listen to the Fallout Feed. Email us at falloutfeed@gmail.com.
Buffalo. Buffalo,
Kara,
North Dakota.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's your North Dakota sports ball. Isn't North Dakota State University not the Bison? It's like the stampeding bison. Oh shit! Do you remember? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea.
And now the Fallout Feed has tumbled down the rabbit hole. Sorry.
Yeah. Someone go prove me how terribly wrong I am about that. So yeah, episode 70, guys. Another milestone. So just about 10 weeks ago, we hit that 60, and now we're on to 70. You know what that means, guys? About 30 episodes from now, we got to start planning something special, right?
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
We locked 50 in the vault. Anybody remember episode 50?
I can't even remember yesterday, man. And I'm not even on the NyQuil anymore.
And she has spent too much time over at the what's that place called? The Happy Tidings Trading Post? No, the Co-op. What is that place called?
Oh yeah, the Sunshine Tiding.
Yeah, Sunshine Tidings. Exactly.
Yeah.
With Dr. Groovy. What's that?
Whoa. I love that little guy.
Classic. Speaking of which, what happens with the let's talk about that. Dennis, do you know the terminal there has a robotics workshop in reference, and then you're supposed to do something? What is that whole quest about? Do you have any idea?
It involves a settlement, Andrew. I don't pay any attention to settlements. I leave all that up to you guys.
Yeah, it's I'm really bad about digging deep into terminals, and I'm just like, what? Terminal? Robot? Somewhere? Okay, see ya. So he went off somewhere, and I'm supposed to go do so. I'm sure if I look back in the info section on the data tab on my Pip-Boy, I'd be able to track him down. So yeah, what have we been getting into? This week we did a lot of. Am I going to mention that Pat's not here, by the way?
Yeah.
Rush on past that.
He has an engagement at the theater.
Yes, he had a social engagement. Oh my. Hope he doesn't drop his monocle.
Oh, what a football.
He borrowed it from Ray's Mr. Peanut. We haven't heard from Mr. Peanut in a few weeks. Ray, I know, is on a business trip, so he's indisposed for a couple weeks. But we'll hopefully get him.
It's worth mentioning that Ray is the only current person alive in the Dead is Dead challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That is remarkable. So good job, Ray. What level is he at? Do we have an update about that?
I think he was 9 or 10.
Oh, he's getting close. He'll totally beat me. Ray is amazing. Have you watched him play, right, Dennis?
Yeah, he's the bomb. I'm fully ashamed and awed by his play.
Yeah,
not you so much, Andrew, but Ray's amazing.
When I watch building and scrapping mats was pretty riveting gameplay.
Yeah, and Lee thought I died by having a tall tower of rubber mats fall over on me, which is not unlikely. That could happen. What is that? Oh shit! I just blanked on the name. There's a name for the condition where people just stack like stuff, like where hoarders will stack stuff up on their apartments and then like something fall over. It's these stupid brothers in New York. God, I forget. I now total weird tangent, but I can't remember.
No one's gonna save you, Andrew. You're on your own on this one.
I have no idea where you went, Andrew, but it's not a place I'm familiar with.
No, but there's these two guys in Brooklyn or whatever who live in an apartment, some brothers, and they used to stack all their newspapers and hoard all this shit together. And they evidently died, and no one knew about it for months because like no one could find them and all of their stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that.
Oliver's Mansion or something. Not Culliver's. It's something like Tulliver Man. I don't remember. But anyway, never mind. Sorry about that.
You listen to too many podcasts, Andrew. We can't keep up with your pop culture.
Now, that info actually came from the only podcast I listened to, Dennis.
The Fallout Feed.
Dave.
Tell him, Steve. Dave. Yeah. I every year to start off the year. I can't believe it's taken me this long this year, but I usually rip through it in about a month and a half. But it's already March, and I go back through the entire Tell him, Steve Dave catalog just to kick off the year. And I guess every year they add another 50 episodes, so it makes it significantly longer each year. But anyway, sorry. So Pat might pop in on the show, but it's he said it's getting pretty late, so we miss Pat. Thank you for checking in with us at some point, though, Pat. If you do pop in, that'd be awesome. Dennis, let's see, was it Tomax or Zaymot that was ill?
Zaymot.
Okay. Well, we wish him well. So Kara's doing weddings. Dennis is taking care of sick kids, and Andrews was just putting his kid to bed. So that's where everyone is right now, and everyone cares about that deeply. So let's get back into this Dead is Dead. That's what we were doing this week. So if we want to explain it real quick, Kara, to anyone who is interested in this challenge, what were the basic premises here? What were we doing with this Dead is Dead challenge?
Well, we were going to put it on survival, which we did. and it was basically a contest to see who could get the highest level before dying in Dead is Dead. And after you die, then you have to delete the character. Let's see. We also we got some of our wires crossed though, because some of us were like, okay, well, we're going to start the video right when we leave Sanctuary so that people don't have to watch us, scrap and so on and so forth. And then some people were saying, oh, well, it's okay to, buff when you're at Sanctuary, kind of pump up your levels. And other people were saying, oh, no, it's not. And we got our wires crossed. And so hopefully for the next challenge, it'll be a little bit different and more concise. But honestly, I love the chaos because it was fantastic. And there was so much behind the scenes ribbing. It was beautiful. And I kind of wished everyone could see it.
Now, it's all in good fun, though. It's no real competition. Well, I think Dennis is competitive, but we're just
no. Dennis is hyper competitive, and Dennis got his ass kicked. He's willing to say that in front of God and everybody that he got his ass kicked, and he should shut up. So he will be a docile plebe next time. When next challenge, I will go quietly, and we will just hold hands, and we will work together.
Well, let's review. Dennis, what brought you down, or just tell me how to start out. What did you think? What were you going to do, and then how did it end?
Well, I had this whole plan about how I was going to come out of Sanctuary, and I was going to grab the power armor up near the satellite array. But then I decided, no, that's a little too wimpy. I don't want people to think that I was dashing right to the power armor. So I started clearing things around Sanctuary, and I met up with some raiders near just a little bit east of Red Rocket, and I thought I could take them, and I ran right up on top of them with my double barrel shotgun, and they just shot me right in the head, and that was the end of me.
Yeah, is that like a camp of maybe 2 or 3 raiders and they're all kind of like on sleeping bags, and there may be an attack dog maybe with them too?
Yeah, there's 3 raiders and a dog.
Yeah. I've been killed by those guys many times with this on practice runs, especially when Kara was telling me there's that power armor suit by a down vertibird out there in the field, and I was like, oh shit, let's go take a look for that. And I was looking on the wrong side of the satellite array. I was looking on the west side of it. It's on the east side of it, and I was like, it's not there, Kara, damn it. But I eventually stumbled upon it, and then stumbled back upon the raiders, and those guys get me all the time. Stupid dogs, so quick. So you rushed in with just a double barrel shotgun.
Yeah, I had a double barrel shotgun. I think I was wearing a fine black suit and a trilby hat, and I just ran up on him, and I thought I could take him, but evidently I was wrong.
How does that?
Much like Pat thought he could make a certain jump, and he miscalculated.
Yeah, I still need to watch Pat's. Yeah, I started it the other night before bed, but couldn't finish. I need to watch that. But I'm still interested here, Dennis. What, with a double barrel shotgun with a very slow reload speed with 3 raiders, will 1 slug take out a raider at that level?
Well, part of the problem was that I had slept to save, and so I didn't have my adrenaline up as high as I needed to have, and I shot the raider, and it didn't bring him down. If I had had the appropriate amount of adrenaline, it would have taken him down immediately, and then I would have been able to move on to the next one. But instead, I shot him. He staggered. He had like a little bit of health, and I had to reload, and that was enough time for the other raiders to pretty much dose me.
Yeah. And if not the other raiders, then the dog's coming up from behind anyway.
I think I got the dog originally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, I screwed up. I was dead.
No, actually, I listened to yours when I was at work, so I didn't watch it, but I had it. I listened to the audio of it. It was actually really interesting to listen to. And Kara, Dennis, you and I, Pat and I watched Kara do hers. What, that was last night, or that wasn't 2 nights ago, was it? That was just last night, right?
I think it was, yeah, it was last night.
Impressive run. I have to admit,
Well, I
I
didn't get very far.
no. Seriously,
If ever you want to know how big a nerd you are, I watched Kara's run 3 times. So
yeah,
that's how big a nerd I am.
I have to. I don't want it to seem like I was doubting your abilities or anything at all, Kara. But I'm blown away by your shoot from the hip, whatever they refer to it as in this game. Just your free shot is just freaking amazing. You must play lots of fast Twitch shooters and stuff like that, I assume.
Actually, no.
Like,
I
how are you so
don't.
good at shooting stuff? If I don't use VATS, I don't hit stuff.
I mean, okay, put a control in my hands and I can't shoot anything other than maybe my teammates.
Oh, you got a fucking mouse. That's cheating.
So
Is using a mouse on the PC as simple as putting your cursor on the fucking person and clicking the button?
Yes.
no.
Yes, it is.
Well, I don't do that, but
Is that really? Can you just put your cursor?
Yes, that's the whole point. That's why, they have Twitch shooters, and you just move it and you point it right over there. Whereas with a controller, there's a little bit of lag and delay on it. Yeah, if you want to hear about anyone complain about it, listen to Colin talk about playing with a controller as opposed to a mouse and keyboard, and he will give you a vindictive, horrible review about controllers.
That just leads me to believe that controller players are better video game players than
you take that back.
If we're expected to overcome the drawbacks of a worse technology according to them, and we can still keep up or whatever, then we're better gamers over here on the consoles.
Yeah.
Have at it, Master Race.
But I mean, like I said during the Twitch stream itself, what I tend to do is do what Juan does, which is, I use VATS to position my vision over the next target, and then I kind of line up my shot. I exit VATS and kind of line up my shot from there, from the hip. And I don't know why. Like, sometimes I do that, and sometimes I just use VATS. And I think it just depends on where the adrenaline takes me.
Did you play Fallout 3 or New Vegas previously, Kara?
No.
For people that have played Fallout 3 and New Vegas, that was a very common, because there was so much weapon skew when you tried to aim. When you tried to free aim, you would use VATS and it would zero you in on your target, and then you would be able to shoot from the hip coming out of VATS. It's a very standard tactic for people that have played the older games, but it's still very much relevant for Fallout 4, especially. I find it very good for automatic weapons in Fallout 4, where you can get a multiple shot, coming out of VATS. It's very, very useful. It's a very good tactic, and Kara does it very, very well.
Well, thank you. But maybe I do hover my cursor over people. I'm gonna have to watch myself from now on.
I mean, how else would you control where your cursor goes? Arrow keys?
Not arrow.
That would seem horrible. It'd have to be pointing your mouse. I don't know. I don't PC game, so I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
No, the simple best thing about watching Kara's stream is the entire time was her going, "This is boring. This is boring. Need to kill more. Need to kill more." Whereas Andrew's like, "Build more mats. Build more mats. Build more mats." I mean,
that's. I mean, I do feel. And Pat told me not to, but I do feel sort of like a little shame, because I did sort of farm XP instead of go out and challenge myself in the world. You know what I mean? I didn't take my character out, but twice.
But I think Dennis pointed out that, by raising your level in Sanctuary, you were going to come across higher level enemies out in the wilderness, for lack of a better term,
Yeah,
anyway. So that's kind of like level appropriate kind of a thing.
I believe so, but I also would have better perks too at the same time.
Yeah, I
You know
did
what I mean?
not
So
like my
like,
random roll at all.
I
Well, I
can't believe
liked
you did
asking.
that. First of all, that was not even part of the challenge, Kara. And Kara just went to the website and used our totally awesome random character generator created by Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, for your contribution to the community. And we would use this for the Fallout Roundtable. And speaking of which, there'll be a new Fallout Roundtable coming up next month. So people who like to get involved with a play-along character, please start lining up your duckies and counting your toes and get a hold of us. And we will walk you through the process of submitting some audio feedback and everything. So excited about that. Sorry, Kara, I think I cut you off. Were you talking about something there?
No, nothing of any import anyway, and I can't remember.
But I was gonna say, Kara, I'm super impressed with your shoot from the hip stuff. But now that I know that PC players don't have to really actually, do anything, but click. It's called click on your enemy. Is that how it works?
Not quite that straightforward, but it's certainly like that. And I'll have you know that at first I was spectacular at missing when I first started playing Fallout 4. So I don't know. I think I have a talent.
Well, I was going to bring up that in my horrible shame of just scrapping and building to get all my XP, I really enjoyed watching you guys play because I don't like it letting people watch me play. I think I have an embarrassing, horrible play style. I'm not familiar enough with survival mode to really know the ins and outs of it. But I would not let you guys watch me play my normal character because it's just embarrassing how I just stumble through things and melt through the enemies. I kind of like just pump the buttons through terminals. I don't care. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Come on, hurry up. And that's
no, but I mean that's part of the the dead is dead. That's part of the enjoyment of the let's plays. You can listen to Pat play Fallout New Vegas. It's totally different than I would play that game. I had a total vision of the way Kara might play Fallout 4, but when I actually watched her play, it was a totally different experience. You learn different things from different people, and that has value to his interest.
I think
I would never be able to play with followers, Andrew. If you wanted to handicap me anyway, say, all right, you need to take Travis, you need to take Codsworth, you need to take Dogmeat, and try and get to level 5, and I would just jump off. I would jump off a bridge. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Don't forget Billy, cool fridge boy.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about it.
Billy.
But that's
and I need you to make a robot too.
Yeah,
I need you to get the Wasteland Whisperer and bring a Death Claw along if you could, please.
Yeah, and you'd be loading mods like, all right, and then we're gonna add gnomes to the game, and then we can have exactly.
Kara and I are planning for Nomageddon. We are stocking our reserves.
Nomageddon, yay! Very excited.
Do you see what I have to work with, people? I mean, really? But the point is the same. Is that it if you love the game, if you play the game, you may not agree with it. You may yell at your screen and say, "What are you doing? You're doing it wrong." But you still have an interest in seeing how people accomplish the goal.
Yeah, I abuse the game more than play it, I think.
Well,
I've heard that about you, Andrew, that you abuse it more than you play it.
Yeah, that's true. The stark difference I've noticed watching everyone play so far is that I was very impressed with you, Dennis, and Kara's play style, but I was like, you guys are stop it. Stop. Don't go in there. What do you do? Stop it. What are you doing?
Yeah, Yeah, I
I'm like,
remember at
I
one
want to get
point
a
you were
horror
like,
movie.
run! And I was like, I'm
And you're
not
like,
running.
"No, I'm gonna go get him." I'm like, no, what are you doing? Stop! I'm like, it's me in a bad scene of a bad movie watching a bad horror movie. You know what I mean? Like, don't
Well,
go.
and that's what I found very interesting is if I had to pin my idea of who mirrored my play style more in the Fallout feed, I would not guess Kara because I'm very aggressive. I'm like I get it into my head that if I'm in a confrontation where I'm getting a lot of damage and I should run away, I'm like, no, I stick my feet in the mud and I'm like, I need to win. I need to figure out a way to fight out of this. And I was watching Kara play and she's like, all right, there's 4 raiders. All right, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun. Let's have fun. Drugs, stim packs, everything. And I'm like, oh my god, she plays just like the way I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, but it did get me killed. It did. You
Well,
were way more.
in all fairness, you got killed 2 levels further along than I did, so you're the winner.
Eh,
No,
uh,
but
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
you guys are so totally aggressive that I wonder what would have changed had you guys also uh, beefed up your character through scrapping and stuff in Sanctuary, gotten to level 12, and then set out in the field. And we're still super aggressive. Like, since the world levels up with you, does that matter at all? It's like I can't tell
It's
who
arguable.
actually, if you count only level experience points earned in the field.
It
Pat won the challenge.
the problem with it, Andrew, is the fact that you're talking about racing your perks ahead of what the enemies are. So you're counting on the fact that I'm going to have X number of perks that are going to be so overpowered that I'm going to be able to beat the enemies. But the problem is that you're so under leveled as far as your weapons and your gear
Yeah,
that it's you
it's negated.
for survival. It's basically a DPS race. You need to be able to kill the enemy right away before they kill you. And if you only have a melee weapon like a baton or a pipe rifle that doesn't have enough DPS to kill your enemy right away, then you're pretty much sunk, even if you're level 20 or you're level 2.
Yeah.
So that was the only flaw in the logic that I saw with what you were doing.
Yeah, see, I've never really played much survival. I'm still figuring it out. My real survival mode character that I'm playing into the game, I found that once you pass level like 18 to 22 in that range, then it starts becoming like the normal game again. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
No,
terrifying
no,
to go in anymore.
no, absolutely. But are you doing that just standing in Sanctuary? Are you doing out there? Are you going out experiencing the game, getting
Now it's dying
maybe?
over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, if you're that again, that's the difference between Dead is Dead. That is a whole big portion of what we were talking about. Is if you want to stand in Sanctuary and do your thing, you can do that, but there's a couple points, maybe around level 4 or 5 or 8, where you're going to get a legendary drop that's going to make a huge difference in tilting the game about how you're going to play. And I died at level I died at level before 3, so maybe I don't have any reason to talk about that. But overall, if you're talking about the long term of it, now we have the people at West Vault Radio that want to play Dead is Dead with this, and I'll be sure to tell you that I'm going to be playing a lot more conservative and a lot more tight, playing with against another quote unquote team. But it's not it's not competition. We're not trying to be competitive. We're all trying to be together and work with this.
It's just some friendly game to bring a little attention to each other's shows. So West Vault Radio, everyone check it out. It's a great show, and we're excited to do a little challenge. I'm thinking our next challenge might be what I'm referring to as rally racing, but maybe am I saying the right kind of race, Dennis? It's not Super G, is it? Rally racing is the right kind of racing, right? I might be mixing up my European auto racing races. But we're calling it rally racing for now because, as far as I remember, there's a style of racing where there is a car driver who has a navigator with a map sitting right next to him, and the navigator kind of tells the driver where to go, and they're like taking really hard 90-degree turns out of nowhere, hairpin stuff, and it's totally crazy. But the point is, there's a person telling them what's coming up, where to go, what to do, and that sort of thing. So we're going to call this this next take of the Fallout Feed Dead is Dead challenge the rally race. So we're gonna pick each other and like how we're gonna do it, guys? We're gonna be just in the Twitch chat, I assume, or what's the easiest way to do that? Do we know?
That's a good question because the chat often has a delay.
Oh, always, yeah. That it's like a 30-second, you know.
Well, if you're watching Kara stream, it's like a 45-minute delay, but you get pristine quality.
You shush! I did it for the quality. Quality over, I don't know, efficiency.
Did you edit
it? She had a very pretty looking stream. Everybody should watch it. Go watch it.
If you want to be bored.
No, that brings up something that I was just blown away by how great the PC graphics are in comparison to the Xbox. Xbox looks great, don't get me wrong, but
no, it doesn't look, Andrew. It doesn't look good at all. It really doesn't.
I think it looks wonderful. I mean, I guess my standard.
If you're looking at your own play, if you're looking at when you're playing, that's fine. But if you're watching an Xbox Twitch stream as opposed to a PC Twitch stream, there's no.
Oh, okay.
It looks really bad.
I was gonna say when I plug my Xbox into my 4K TV versus my HD TV, I can definitely tell a huge difference. And on the 4K, it looks really nice. The Xbox does. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know much about video or whatever. But so how are we gonna do this rally race? Who's picking who? I assume the
All right,
Twitch.
Kara, tell us how we're gonna get it done.
Oh God.
Or are we gonna have?
I mean, if you can plan a whole wedding, Kara, you can do this. Come on.
I'm just the maid of honor. I didn't plan the whole wedding. Damn it.
I mean, you're gonna do the speech, the homily. You're doing all that, right?
Yeah. Oh man. If I did try to do that, I think the Reverend would try to take me down.
Did you say you're eating hominy?
No, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, but the homily, like it's part of the whole religious deal.
Hominy is grits. Homily is church.
You guys get grits at church? That's awesome.
I do. I don't know what you people are working with. Freaking Midwesterners. What's wrong with you people?
California people don't even know what grits are. Come on.
Oh, don't bring grits into this. There are very strong feelings on both sides of the spectrum.
You're in Pennsylvania now, Dennis. What are your feelings on Scrapple?
Pretty good. A little hot sauce, a little Tabasco. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Good stuff.
Are you familiar? You're vegetarian.
You know the problem with this is Pat's gonna listen to this, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I ducked out on this. I should have been there." Scrapple, what's wrong with you people?
He's vegetarian. He doesn't like Scrapple. I bet you. Exactly. You think Pat gets vegetarian Scrapple?
Is there?
Do you think he gets
Scrapple?
more? Do you think he gets Morningstar Scrapple chick
For all you people eating vegetarian Scrapple, please email us at thefalloutfeed@gmail.com.
Scrapple. Good stuff. So did you guys? Let's see. We'll probably just do it. Sorry, we keep leaving and coming back to the topic. We're doing a rally race. You guys just want to draw names out of a hat, or it'll probably just whoever is available at the time when someone else needs to play. But we'll just have the person, I guess, in the chat, just giving. It has to be semi-general directions. Like, how specific do you want to get, Kara and Dennis? Like, do we want to be like, first things first? Let's go. I don't even know. I don't have an example. Let's go set up a recruitment beacon at the drive-in.
No,
And
if I
that,
was your
or what?
if I was your rally companion, Andrew, I would, the whole point is to take whoever is driving out of their comfort base. So I'd be like, okay, no companions. You need to go do Corvega level 2 right now, Andrew. Get it done.
Well, see, I'm thinking that the driver in the rally car doesn't want to kill the driver, so let's do things that encourage.
That's right. I'm not supposed to kill it. We're supposed to be teammates. Teammates.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry. That doesn't work for me sometimes. Teammates. All right. I'm going to take some. I'll be right back. I'm going to take some notes.
I totally agree with the taking out of the comfort zone. However, Dennis, that is a great point, and I do expect people to be challenged. That taking out of the comfort zone thing is perfect. So let's do that. But we'll just have to sort of like hit each other up. And any of our listeners out there who would like to participate as well, we've also set up a Fallout feed Twitch account for any of our listeners who would like to participate and Twitch their Dead is Dead challenge characters out there for all of our community to watch. So if you are a listener of the show and would like to participate in our Dead is Dead challenge, get a hold of us and we'll get you some information on our Twitch stream that we set up for the Fallout feed. And hopefully one of us will just be available at some point to boss you around, tell you where to go, that sort of thing. Or you could have one of the other community members do it. I know, did Lee broadcast? I don't remember. Lee was going to do one, and Ray will continue on when he gets back from whatever he was doing.
Well, Ray has to continue on with his original Dead is Dead character. You can't stop Ray. You can't stop Ray until you die.
Once he passes level 16, he'll be winner of round 1. At this point, I'm standing at 16. Dennis, you were like 3 or 4. Carrie, you were also in that range, right? You were 4 or 5, something like that.
I was 4. I was so close to 5. Not that it really mattered.
I think Pat was like 7, 8, somewhere in there. So yeah, Ray.
If you're scoring at home, kids, Dennis lost. He can own up to that. Dennis lost.
Ray is the. Let's see, the Boston Red Sox that year that they were down 3 games to the Yankees in the World Series, and he's going to come back and pass 16 and destroy me. So let's look forward to it, Ray. Good job. So let's do Rally Race. Dead is Dead. That'll be fun. So I had a couple of thoughts. I was just playing the game earlier today. I thought I might be doing a little bit of a solo run on the show this evening because every person, every host contacted me, or just in our chat, we were saying, everyone said that, I can't be on the show tonight. So I thought I was going to do it alone. And then everyone contacted me again. Oh, no, I'll be on the show tonight. So I was like, okay, whatever. So
when was the last time you did a show by yourself, Andrew?
Have I ever? I don't know. When I hosted my band, the Red Queen Hypothesis music show, maybe. But then I was just talking about songs and then playing songs, so I don't know. I've never done a Fallout feed by myself, I don't think.
I feel like there was one other one, and it was like really short. But you can't trust
Pat. Sherry was listening to episode 55 the other day because she pointed out Mo said something cute, and I tried to go back and listen to it. I couldn't find it, but I did notice that it was like a Pat solo show. Evidently, Pat did it was around Halloween or October or something. But
yeah, Pat drops like 16,000 New Vegas Let's Plays every week.
Yeah, he's a podcasting monster at this point. I was holding the Fallout feed record.
One day in the future, people from the Fallout feed, there will be a Fallout 3 Let's Play. Maybe if it ever gets around New Vegas, if New Vegas ever stops, please.
No, don't. I don't want it to stop. How far? I don't know the game, Dennis. What percentage wise? How far is he into the main storyline? Is he done yet?
Well, it depends if you're talking about his DLCs. As far as the main storyline, he's probably about 80% through the main storyline, but he's got like 5 different DLCs to go through.
Is he doing all of those?
He says he's not, but it's Pat and it's New Vegas, so he's gonna do all of them.
I hope he doesn't kill New Vegas, because after our next round table, I might think about maybe doing a New Vegas for a round table.
Well, that's one of the things I was thinking about, Andrew, is the fact that I know that you've recently started playing a little bit of Fallout 3.
Yeah, I loaded it the other day.
And I know the way that you play Fallout 3 is significantly different the way that I play Fallout 3. I mean, you were already asking me, well, all right, where's all the followers? And I'm like, I don't know.
That was more of a, I'm just jabbing you in the ribs at this point with that stuff, right?
Yeah, you are, but you really do want to know where the fucking followers are.
I wouldn't mind running into one at one point. And okay, here's another question I think we were talking about on the show last week. Why is dog meat in all the games? Is his name Dog Meat in all the games?
Well,
I hate it for some reason.
No, it's dog. Usually.
Dog. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. In 3 he's dog, but I don't know about 1 and 2 because
How about New Vegas?
Played this game.
Vegas is the dog in that one.
He's Rex in New Vegas, I think, and Pat can correct me, but when you meet him at the strip with the king, he's Rex, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Trademark. And, patent pending. Patent pending. Literally.
Pat was saying that maybe something about how dogs don't receive radiation, because I was confused. I thought that the mongrels were horribly irradiated dogs, but evidently that is not the case.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with Pat on that. Maybe I don't have my lore correct, but I think you're right, Andrew. I mean, there's mongrels and there's alpha mongrel dogs that are pretty jacked up. I mean, they look like the Yaogwai.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The only reason I say that is because the skin texture resembles the Yaogwai, and there are attack dogs that do exist in the world to compare them against.
I mean, there's no realistic reason why an animal should be resistant to radiation as opposed to a human being. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody that listening to this right now is furiously typing on their phone, arguing against us. But
yeah.
I don't.
Send to Dennis at thefalloutfeed.
Dennis at fallout3feed.com. .donate to cystic fibrosis. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to hammer through some of these topics that I was going to go through in case I was doing a solo show. Interrupt me if you think of any of these are interesting things to talk about. I was just kind of doing like stream of thought what I was thinking about when I was playing today. I had the thought about my AP meter. Is it faster? Can you get from point A to point B faster with either of these methods? Method A, using your sprint to deplete your AP meter all in one go, and then do your slow run while your AP meter replenishes all the way, and then as soon as it hits full, running using your sprint to run as fast as you can. Or method B, letting it fill up halfway and doing it over and over again. Is one faster than the other? I think it would be exactly the same, but I don't know. And that's the kind of weird things I think about when I'm playing the game. What do you guys think? Is one method faster than the other?
I have absolutely no idea.
No clue. Another thought here. I thought it was funny that Kara was turning off all the radios and doing her talking. That she had to talk a lot in order to. She couldn't find a radio somewhere, and you were like, "Oh, I need to talk over it so we don't get flagged for something or other." I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I think that was. I think it was in no, it wasn't in Sanctuary. It must have been over by the Red Rocket. Yeah, no, I knew where it was. I wasn't getting to it fast enough.
And Kara, kudos on your appearance as Susan B. Anthony.
Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross. You were Betsy Ross on a recent episode recorded of West Vault Radio.
Yeah, and you did a fantastic job as anonymous mouth breather.
Anonymous pervert. Thank you. So look for that episode coming up soon. I think they're still mixing it. I haven't heard word that it's been published yet. So
yeah, it's available online on their website, I believe.
Yes. Is that vault97.com, I believe?
I think so.
Sorry about that. But yeah, check out their podcast, West Vault Radio, found on all the places where you find cool podcasts. It's basically Susan is the main character who lives with robots in a vault and runs a radio station. It's a very cool premise, and they've actually opened up a phone line. Susan can now reach out to the world, so people are calling in to Susan. So that's where we're headed in season 2. So everyone check out that show. It's very wonderful.
It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you have to think about all the things that she must come up with as a woman who's trapped by herself in a vault with only robots for company.
Yeah. Burp, burp, burp. I was over at the Adam Cats, Dennis. I was talking with them. Is Dennis here? Did he drop off?
Sorry, I'm here.
I was over at the Adam Cats, and they were talking about how they have all this badass power armor. They work on this power armor. They get the power armor going. They get it working again. They find it. They find it broken down. They build it back up, and they fix stuff. They're all about fixing. Rolling up the sleeves and fixing cool stuff and having cool haircuts while you're doing it. But I was thinking, there's tons of cars everywhere, dude. You're mechanics. Why don't you get one of these fucking cars or one of these motorcycles to go, buddy? Come on. Why don't they do working on that?
That's one of the big standards for 3 and New Vegas, and even 4 for the immersive players. As far as the mods goes, if you're not going to fast travel, there's always a motorcycle or a car or something that you build. It may require that you search gasoline, or you have to get certain components to make the car work. But that's kind of the bridge between immersion and technically being able to fast travel.
I really like that, Dennis. I want to build a motorcycle. I haven't looked into that. Is there one for Fallout 4, a good one?
I think it's a car for 4 for most of the mods that I've seen. I think in 3 and New Vegas. No, well, New Vegas, I think it's the most popular mod, I think, is like a bus or a truck. And in 3, it was a motorcycle.
Yeah, okay. Dennis, what I want is I want my cool,
I know what you want, Andrew. You want a big love bus, kind of Beatlesque, with gnomes on the front of the car and twinkle lights and
although that is extremely cool, and I would love that. What I'm thinking is what I want is you have to build the motorcycle from scratch, components. You get the gears, you get the spokes, you get the rubber for the tires, you do all that stuff, and you have to do it through the Adam Cats, and they train you, and you have to go out on fetch quests to bring all the parts together and get the carburetor and get this and that and the other and yourself. But what I'm most excited about is the extra person who is added by the mod that trains you how to make a dog scarf and dog helmet and dog goggles for motorcycling, and also makes the doggy side cart for adventuring. Because how awesome is it going to be to ride a motorcycle with dog meat on the dog cart, right beside my little passenger? Come on, Dennis, it's going to be the best thing ever, right? With his little tongue and scarf flapping in the wind on the way to our next adventure. Can you imagine it?
I think you're looking for a quick time event, Andrew. You're button mashing and trying to get the dog's tongue to flap in the breeze. I don't know that's really Fallout, but I respect your vision.
I want to drive around with dog meat, and an adventure solving dog crimes.
But in fairness, in Fallout 3, one of the big mods was that there is a whole like motorcycle like warehouse where you can go and you journey to the motorcycle place, and there you can buy the motorcycle, and you have to buy the components and just what you were describing. You have to buy, you have to get the gasoline, you have to get the different parts, and then at that point, then you can fast travel from point to point, and you have a little bit extra carry capacity. I'm sure in 4 there's probably something very similar. I haven't researched that myself because it's not something I normally do, but I know in 3 and I know in New Vegas there's a very popular mods. I don't have the names of them off the top of my head, but there's very standard mods that you use for that particular purpose.
Yeah, I'm totally excited. I want to check that out. Hopefully they'll bring 1 to 4 eventually. Also, while I was over there, I stole. They had a power armor frame.
Yeah, and they killed you.
I love stealing that.
Yeah.
No, because I love how I developed this method. It's not a method. I can't say I developed this bullshit, but how I did it was like I taught myself to do this because I was stealing all the power armor from the Brotherhood of Steel during one off of the Pridwin. I stole every suit off of the Pridwin. But if you just crouch down and wait for them to look away, you just then stand up and put in the power core, and then you crouch down again when they're looking at you, and then you get into the thing, and then you just turn to look at them, even though it's marked stolen now at this point, because you were crouched down with. They didn't see you get in it, even though they see that you are in it, and that should register to them as, oh wait, he got in it. Let's get this guy. Because they turned away when I got into it, did not get all aggressive on me and then so I bought a few pieces of the power armor pieces from her too, and then I sold her back stuff that I picked up like off her floor. I sold it to her. I just love how the game doesn't even recognize stuff like that. Like they should have been.
There's two different points when you first meet the Atom Cats. The power armor suit that you can steal from them is in the garage.
Yeah, it's in the corner.
But then after if you go do the bit with, you go back to the settlement and you help them with the toilet essentially, and then come back. Then the gunners attack. The power armor suit ends up at a different location. It's in the same room, but it's slightly different.
Huh. I haven't done that gunner quest. Do they come over from Quincy, I assume?
I don't know where they come from, but you go over to, there's a location south. I can't remember the name of the place now. It's near where the ship for the agility bobblehead is.
No, I know. I was talking to them earlier today. You take a piece to repair the water pump down at Warwick Place. Not Warwick Place. Warwick Homestead, something like that.
It's some farm that nobody cares about, that you should never invest your time in because it's stupid.
But I talked to the farmer down there at Warwick Homestead.
The synth?
I don't know if he's a synth or not.
No, he's a synth because he was if you talk to his daughter and his wife, he was a drunk and ne'er-do-well and didn't have any interest. But then all of a sudden, one day he was interested in, we're gonna make the farm better, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna be gung ho.
Yeah, I didn't talk to the family very much. I should have talked to them more. But I was talking to him. Shoot, I just lost my track of thought. Sorry about that.
Kara, next issue.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Shoot.
Next issue, survival recommendations.
Oh yeah, we need to get into an email. That's a good call. We should do that. Oh no, Kara, this is what the point with the Warwick Homestead. Do you know why they have a successful farm down there? Have you ever talked to the farmer?
Not that in depth. I got as far as the wow, he used to be such and such, and honestly, I was too stupid to connect the dots.
My favorite part of trivia about that place is that it is the most successful and fruitful farm in all of Fallout 4 because it is built on top of a place that used to be a wastewater sewage treatment plant.
Oh, well, that's why it looks like that. Oh, that makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were
There's soil.
saying. For a second, I thought you were saying because that's where the body's buried.
Where the body, pretty much. No, it's where all the shit is buried and mixed in with the sand there at the shoreline. So it's like you get the gross dead fish, you get their nutrients, you get
it's some Christmas. It's some Christmas New Vegas shit, right there.
Christmas New Vegas. Dude?
Yeah.
What? I don't get it.
Look it up, Andrew. Move on.
I don't like looking.
I don't get it either, so I'm gonna have to look it up too.
I don't look stuff up. I'm dumb. So also there at the Adam Cats, you get that useless unarmed bobblehead that doesn't do anyone any good.
Unless you play an unarmed character, Andrew, which you should definitely play, because I'll tell you what, if Pat is going to be your co-pilot, he's going to be making you play that.
Yeah. No one does that. Also, before we get into the email, just another thought. I was swimming because I took that Aqua Girl perk that lets you swim without taking any radiation damage. So that's how I'm getting up and down the east coast of the wasteland right now, is like hopping back and forth from the castle down to Warwick and the castle up to the airport and stuff like that. I'm doing lots.
Andrew, what are you doing?
It's really fun. But I got hungry while I was swimming, so I stopped like mid-stroke and ate a Deathclaw steak. I was just like, the game should not allow me to do this. That is ridiculous that I can unpack a steak in the middle. I'm just swimming out here, a quarter mile out, half a mile out. Like, there's no way anyone could get, like, I should not be having.
I can't believe, with all the things that you do with all of your followers, Andrew, that you get annoyed that you could eat a Deathclaw steak in the middle of the water. It's like, oh, I can have 6,000 followers and they can do this, and they think that they're going to be on X quest, but I can drag them around for 4 years afterwards, not wanting to accomplish their goal, and they'll still follow me.
Everyone swims with you, but Codsworth, he won't fly over water, that bastard. Travis swims with you. That asshole, he deserves it. So, Kara, we were going to get into an email you were mentioning earlier. We have an email from Aaron.
Yes.
We'll say thanks, Aaron. Thanks for writing into the show. Kara, did you have an email up? Did you want to read it? I've got it here in front of me. I could read it, whatever you want to do.
Sure. I have no problem. Okay, so Aaron said, "Hello, everyone at the Fallout feed. My name is Aaron, and I've been playing Fallout since New Vegas came out. I just recently started listening to the show as the audio version of the show. On the recent episode, you guys were talking about a Dead Means Dead survival challenge. My question is, do you guys have any recommendations on perks for someone who has Pistol Packin' Mama character? Literally a female character with a pistol and needs to carry so much junk for upgrades and needs as much health as possible in the beginning of the game? Thanks, from Aaron."
Well, this isn't a perk, Aaron, but if you want as much health as possible, that's the endurance, right? You want to jack that up to 10 if you want as many HP as possible. Is that correct, guys?
I think so. It certainly helps.
No,
it's not endurance. Which one is it?
Well, I mean, if you can jack your endurance up to 10, but as far as the overall what you're doing with your perks, you're not getting as much benefit from it. I mean,
If you're asking for
you get the maximum amount of hit points, but if you were to spend your perks otherwise into luck or to agility or depending upon your character into strength, you're again you're talking about in survival, you're talking about dealing damage above. You're not trying to take damage. If you're taking damage, you're going to die one way or the other. So you're trying to out DPS whoever you're fighting. So if you're a melee character
build, let's not be vague about that. He gave us a very specific build here that he's doing. So let's get specific, Dennis, with what a pistol packing mama, he says. Survival mode.
It depends on it depends on how you want to deal with your pistols. If you're dealing if you're dealing with personally, I prefer to deal with pistols in automatic because automatic
depends on your character. Tell me what you are going to do if you have to do a pistol survival mode character.
Well, I don't do a specific pistol. If I do pistol survival, I'm going to do automatic because automatic. If you're doing automatic, then you can do pistols or rifles.
Oh, that's a good call. I didn't think of that. So, are you picking up the commando perk?
Yeah. So you want to pick up commando, and then you can pick up for your ranged. You can have a automatic sniper pipe pistol early on that you can modify very well. And then when they come in close, you can come with your 10 millimeter automatic and do quick burst damage onto their, for ghouls, you're talking about legs. That's what you want to do.
I didn't even think about the commando perk being both pistols and rifles, but it can't apply to energy weapons, though, right? If they're automatic, no.
I think for energy weapons, you would have to have the energy weapons perk.
But an auto laser pistol will not be affected by the commando perk, correct?
I don't believe so, no. Because it's still within the realm of energy weapons.
Do you bother with gun nut?
If you want to be, if you want to metagame it, yes, you want to have gun nut, you want to have blacksmith, or you want to have not blacksmith, armorsmith.
Yeah, armorer, yeah.
But I personally feel that if you're playing the game, if you play it without gun nut, if you play it without, armorsmith, every drop that you get, it has importance. If you get a drop that has a sight on it, you pull it off your weapon and you get yourself involved in that. I think it's a little bit more interesting. I think it's what if you listen to the very, very old Fallout feeds, if you listen to Colin talk about it, he's talking about taking he doesn't have those perks. He's pulling the attachments off of each weapon. I think it's a little bit more interesting. That's what I've been playing with myself personally the last few times.
Yeah. I've definitely been trying to do that more and of taking those perks. But I'm just not good enough about being disciplined about stripping weapons as I'm dumping them into my inventory.
It's very difficult if you're not familiar with the game. Then you're like, I don't know what this does with the game. If you have played the game a little bit and you're a little bit more immersed in it, it's a little bit easier to deal with. But I can understand for people that are newer to the game, it would be a little bit more difficult. But at the point where you've played the game several different times, you don't need gun nut, you don't need armor, because you can just pull that stuff off the game, and at that point, it's wasted perks.
Yeah. So speaking of perks, let's get back into Kara, do you have any suggestions? What do you think survival mode pistol pack and mama needs to start off?
Well, if he wants to carry on around a lot of junk, definitely go for strong
Yeah.
pack.
Or also Lone Wanderer. Doesn't that also add carry weight and some like damage resistance as well? Maybe
that's true.
And you can take dog meat with you. Okay, this is what I'm sort of imagining. Dennis, you're probably going to scoff and hate this idea, but this is kind of what I'm imagining for you, pistol pack and mama. I was thinking that maybe you take. I was gonna say the just whatever the normal pistol perk is, but Dennis has a better suggestion. Definitely go with the commando because you can do both pistols and rifles. That's a better suggestion. So do that commando perk. But what I'm thinking is, Dennis, you hate your followers, but I'm gonna say grab dog meat. Take dog meat with you. Dog meat does not count against Lone Wanderer, so get your Lone Wanderer perk because you get more carry weight. Also, in that same column of charisma, I believe there's something called attack dog or something like that. Get that because dog meat will hold the leg of an enemy when you're in VATS and hold them still, and you have it increases your percentage shot. You also want to get your perception up for VATS. This, if you're doing pistols, I always like to use VATS. I'm starting to use VATS more anyway with rifles too. I never used to use VATS with rifles, but only for some reason I'm using it a lot more. But so you want to get your VATS up. So that's your perception. So you want your perception as high as possible. You also want your agility high as possible because that dictates how many shots you get on your AP bar for your VATS. So you want a dog meat to be able to hold someone. You want to take dog meat with you with the Lone Wanderer perk. You want to get your VATS all the way up with perception and agility. And you take some sort of extra damage with your pistols. That would be through the commando. So you need an auto pistol, get the auto 10 millimeter. And you definitely want, in my opinion, what's it called, Dennis? Scrounger. As many levels in Scroungers you can get early as possible to start packing on your ammo. Now, is this a dead is dead character? This might change answers, but if this is a long-term character, take something fun. Do Mysterious Stranger, right? No one ever uses that Mysterious Stranger. He's fucking cool. I use him every once in a while, and that's really fun. No one ever talks about that perk. It's kind of cheating, kind of lame, but
the problem that you run into when you're talking about builds is you're talking about each individual's play style. Kara is obviously the master at free aiming and killing enemies, but many of us struggle and we don't free aim, and so sometimes if you can free aim and kill enemies, you don't need as much VATS. If you can deal with followers running around all over the town, then it's okay. You can have multiple followers. You can have dog meat you can have dog meat that doesn't count against Lone Wanderer. And if you decide that you want to pick up situationally a Codsworth or Strong or somebody for a particular fight, you can go in and do that. So much of it is dependent. The good thing about these games is it's dependent upon what you can actually accomplish. I play much better without followers than Andrew does, but Andrew plays very well having multiple followers running all over the map. I give him shit about it, and I think it's stupid, but he can get it done. And it doesn't mean that it's any less valuable one way or the other. It's just that's what's really interesting about playing the games in this way. It's how you're going to attack a different situation based upon the way you play.
Well, here's another situation you get into: the sneak perks, the sneak bonuses. I always love those too. Your ranged sneak attacks, especially if you're doing a pistol thing. Go ahead and invest a couple perks into sneak, depending on your play style. If you want to do it, I'd say ninja too. Ninja gives you 3 times or 2.5 times with your ranged attack. And even if you want to do your melee weapons, I think it gives an even more of a bonus. And then further on down that same column, I think, isn't there Blitz, and Blitz evidently lets you attack from a further range. So if you've got the sneak with Ninja, see, but you want to do pistols, so you can forget about the Blitz for now. Dennis, you turned me on to Aqua Girl. I say for survival mode, absolutely necessary. Very fun to hop in the water and use that as one of your main, thoroughfares throughout the wasteland, through the Commonwealth.
If
Pretty
you're
much.
if you're gonna play survival, there's no reason not to take Aqua Boy, Aqua Girl for one rank, for 1 point early on in the game. You get no radiation from being in the water, and you would be surprised. You would be surprised about how many times you're going through the water.
Yeah.
So it's for 1 point. I think it's definitely worth it.
I love that one.
It's true. But I would also really push Aaron towards quick hands as well.
Was that
If
the
we're gonna,
reload speed?
yeah, because if we're gonna talk about DPS, we need to also talk about reload issues. And
That's a good call.
yeah, and I honestly I've never really used it, and I really think that I should at some point. Um, and anything other things that haven't really been, or did you mention Gunfu or Gunslinger under
Yeah.
agility?
I was just about to. There was a couple more that I had written down. I had Gun Fu. Where's that one? That's an agility. That has to be agility, right?
Yeah, that's all. Those are both under agility.
And Gung Fu, okay, remind me, that is the one where each progressive target gains more
damage
through.
Yeah,
okay.
It will get more.
That is a great one. That is a great VATS one. Good job, Kara, bringing that one up. Another VATS specific, two more actually that I really like that are in the perception column are concentrated fire, and that's for each. This is the same target. It's the same principle that you would just bring up the one, but this is for the same target. Each time you hit the same body part, the damage increases each time.
Yeah, and that's going to really help you out. Like that would have been super helpful for Dennis if he'd been able to, get 2 shots off in the same body part. He probably would have been able to take down the raider easy peasy. Of course, quick hands would have also been helpful for the reload, but again, like we were all pretty much too low level to really invest in our perks.
I think for quick hands, you're really looking for more of a shotgun build because shotguns reload, or even hunting rifles reload so much slower.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not, if you're talking about a pure pistol build, which we were talking about overall. Pure pistol, if you dedicate yourself into upgrading your weapons, you can get the same benefit. Shotguns and big rifles are where you're looking for quick reloads.
Yeah.
And missile launchers.
Yay! Big guns. What about steady aim? Would that be a good one?
I don't know. I didn't mark that one down when I was looking through them. See, I didn't mark down steady aim. I have there's another one in the perception column that I think is absolutely necessary. If you're doing like a pure VATS pistol build, if you're not concentrating on VATS, ignore the suggestion and the concentrated fire altogether, of course. But penetrator just seems like the best one ever because it goes through. If like a person's body part is blocked by a wall, it'll go right through the wall and hit them anyway.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, so if you're doing pistols with concentration and VATS, absolutely necessary to get penetrator and concentrated fire.
Yeah, if you're not doing VATS, steady aim is for firing from the hip.
I need that help. I'm terrible. Fire from the hip. Yeah. I think that was all my suggestions. Kara, do you have any more perks you would take early on for a pistol build for survival mode?
Definitely either Lone Wonder or Strong Back. And
Strong Back, you like that carry weight.
Yeah. If we're going to be talking about, a lot of scrap carrying in order for, to do upgrades and so on and so forth. I really feel, for me, I would totally go for steady aim because I do more I do more from the hip.
Mhm.
Even though I get to move my, well, yeah, I move my cursor with the, or not my cursor, but my reticle with the mouse. Let's see. I also thought that it would, like, it'd be nice to have like solar powered or life
Mhm.
giver.
Solar
If
powered's nice, so you can just it helps you run more. You know, like if you
yeah.
need to run away from stuff,
Hmm.
make sure you only fight during the day, sleep at night, fight during the day, and run away. You know, that solar powered lets you. Pat always speaks highly of that. Said he could run from one end of the wasteland to the other because of solar powered and high agility. So
Yeah.
Pat recommends that one. I know.
See, unlike Dennis, who digs his feet in, sometimes I do dig my feet in, and that's why I don't run away. And other times it's because I completely forget that that's an option.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
you can
It just
turn
doesn't
heel.
even occur to me.
You can turn heel and run. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, that was all the.
No, it's really not. You
No,
you
can't.
you need to
Can't run.
win, Andrew, win.
The only other perk that I would really mention is the medic perk, because then you get your boost to all of your stim packs and whatnot, which can be
Mhm.
super helpful.
See,
Impact's
all
gonna be
Andrew,
survival.
Andrew and Kara have been brought to you by Bethesda. The only real perks you need is luck. Get get your luck, get your criticals up. You're not going to have any problems. You'll be good.
Dennis, I was
Trust me.
just about to bring that up. I was going to say, do you remember my Children of Adam character that I did for a roundtable? The one of the main parts of that build was critical banker,
Hmm.
which was amazing to be able to have like 5 crits that you can just hold back. You know,
Yeah,
just
because
blast
if you can
crits on the road.
if you
That's
can
so awesome.
if you can multiple critic a target, you're going to be able to take out anything that you need to take down.
Yeah, it's the critical banker is a really good one. There was another one. There's one called critical banker, which allows you to store them, but I think there's
But I
also
mean, anything in luck, bloody mess. You know,
yeah, bloody
there's
mess, more damage. Yeah,
everything in luck is pretty much overpowered. If you look at New Vegas, if you look at Fallout 3,
yeah.
intelligence and luck were always riding between the two about the most overpowered statistic in that game. But in Fallout 4, all you need is luck. You could
Oh,
put nothing else in any other statistic. If you put your thing in luck, where you can bank your criticals when you need it the most, you're
okay.
going to be
So
good.
you like all the perks in the luck column? Tell me your honest opinion on Mysterious Stranger.
Well, I mean, I
Is that his
I,
name? Am I
I
saying
don't.
that right? Not
Yeah,
Mysterious
no,
Stranger. What?
no. Mysterious Stranger is there. Would I put points in it? No, I never do, because I think there's more beneficial perks elsewhere. But I luck is overpowered. It's just, it's one of those things where game breaking wise, luck is just too
Yeah.
strong. You're not gonna go wrong putting points in luck.
I
You're
always
just
thought
not.
the Mysterious Stranger was that time when you needed to relieve yourself, so you'd have to sit on your hand to make it go numb, so it'd feel like someone else is doing it. Is that the Mysterious Stranger?
Kara, please answer that question.
I don't even understand the question. Rephrase it, please.
No, I'm not gonna. So that's all I actually had for this evening. Do you guys have any other thoughts or business? So let's mention a few of the other contests and stuff we have coming up. Once Pat returns to the show, actually no, because I need to deface this flag and send it off to you guys to also deface before we actually start sending it out. So, but coming up, we'll be doing
Are you talking about doing something to a Brotherhood of Steel flag? Because I'm pretty sure I'm wiping my buttocks with a Minutemen flag right now.
Oh
Oh,
no.
you better not be. You salute the Minuteman flag. You take that Brotherhood Steel flag, and you use it as whatever. I don't care. You can use it as your doormat. You can clean up with after your dog with it. You can use it to start
I'm pretty sure my sick
a
son
fire in your back.
honked all over the Minutemen flag But if you want it back, I'll give it to you.
Y'all are making Betsy angry.
Betsy loves flag.
Wait a minute. We're not supposed to be in conflict. We're all supposed to get together and work together. I'm sorry, Andrew. Don't tread on me.
Betsy. She has problems with patriotism.
This Brotherhood of Steel flag that we have come into possession of, we're actually going to do a little fun game with the listeners. I know we mentioned it last week. We'll have a secret word that all 4 hosts will mention in an episode. And the first listener to guess that word will be King of the Hill. And he will get sent a flag, and he'll get to fly it proudly for about a month until we decide to play the game again. And we expect our listeners to be taking awesome pictures with the flag in funny places in the town that you live in. If there's like just a weird place in the town you live, we want to pass this flag around and get some cool listener interactions and cool pictures. And so I thought that would just be a fun way to involve the community, and we can see funny places. Where in Dayton would be a weird place to take a picture with the Brotherhood of Steel flag, Kara?
Oh gosh, there are a couple of different places. I don't know. That's something I'm gonna have to really think about. On Wright State University's campus, they actually have this thing called I don't know what it's actually called. It has an official art name, but people call it BERT.
I roll.
The big ugly red thing. Because it makes absolutely no sense, and it's just I might do that. I don't know.
That'd be awesome. No, but so we have this flag, and we'll pass it around the community, and we'll all deface it too. You get to sign it or draw a little something, whatever you want to do. Just keep it semi. Don't be too lewd or something, I guess. But that's a fun little project we have coming up.
Don't be too lewd like Andrew.
Like Andrew, I'm terrible. Another thing we have coming up is a little trivia. I don't want to say contest. We'll do a challenge. We're calling this one. No, this one is King of the Hill. The other one was Capture the Flag. I said King of the Hill. That's stupid. Capture the Flag was the first project we're talking about for the Brotherhood of Steel, and the next project here we're gonna do is a King of the Hill style of trivia contest. We've had 10 people sign up, and we've closed the enrollment. So it'll be great to have these 10 people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have...
Look at you, Andrew. Getting 10 people.
Yeah, I got 10 people. It's awesome. We're going to have 2 people on the show at a time answer the same 5 questions, and whoever answers the most questions correctly gets to stay King of the Hill and come back the next time to face the next challenger. After we go through everyone, each time you win, you get a... What are these called? A mystery mini. What are these? Funko something or other? Funko.
You're looking at them. I don't know what you're looking at and messing
with.
What
are you doing, Andrew? What are you doing?
We can't actually see you.
It's a Funko Fallout vinyl figure mystery vinyl figurine. It's just those little tiny ones that come in a black bag, so you can't really tell what they are when you open them. They're like little 2-3 inch high things, but I think they're totally cute. I actually have the Grim Reaper one sitting on my desk. It's really cute. It's really fun. So I got a bunch of these. So each time you win the trivia round, you will get one of these mystery vinyl figures, and the 2 people who have won the most mystery vinyl figures will face off at the end of the contest for a larger yet unannounced prize. So these are the 10 people involved. Congratulations to the following folks. Sorry, I'm opening up the post here. Adam, Jack, Neil, Michelle, Lee, Ray, Victor, Joe, Nate, and Craig. So you guys will be facing off, and we'll narrow it down round by round, and we'll see who gets to win the nice big prize. So that's another thing we had going on. What else did we have? We had the rally race, and a roundtable coming up in just a few weeks. Dennis, you were doing some mod research for us. Did you have, you don't have to right now, but did you have any mods that you came across worth mentioning? Anything recently?
I was using a Diamond City mod that repurposed Diamond City. It made it look a little bit nicer. It's called DC Glory. And
Does it do anything else other than just appearance? Is it just a textures type thing?
no, it's basically just an overhaul. It doesn't do anything spectacular. It where all the Tatos and Mutefruit are, the outfield looks a little bit more greener, and there's a few Brahmin hanging out. I'm not one for textures and overhaul kind of mod kind of things, but it does make Diamond City look better. It doesn't solve the major problem with Diamond City where you have to, the workbenches don't work with each other.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a really frustrating thing, but it does make Diamond City look much better. And I'm also looking into a couple other mods. It's one called the Bank for the People, and what's the other one I'm working on right now?
Did you say the bank?
The Bank for the People. It's supposed to be a heist. It's supposed to be a heist kind of mod for Fallout 4. I haven't played it yet. I'm just mentioning it because that's what I'm working on. And also I'm working on Barrow Point.
No. Barrel Point?
Barrow. Barrow Point.
Barrow Point.
But those are the ones I'm working on currently.
Oh, you were just saying overhaul. Speaking of an overhaul mod, you were saying that you loaded an overhaul mod recently, and we're having just a crazy experience with that. Did you want to brush over that really quickly?
Well,
what do overhaul mods do in general?
A lot of the problem with overhaul mods for Xbox is they don't have the script extender, so you can a lot of them repurpose perks or they get involved with perks, but the latest one I played, you were getting 1 XP per kill everywhere. And it wasn't until you got into Beyond Diamond City that you were getting, maybe you would get 5 or 10 XP.
You say you're going up like a rat scorpion. 7 XP. I would fucking kill. There's no way I would let myself be abused like that, Dennis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm all for making the game more challenging, but some of the overhaul mods just want to be punishing. It's like, the game's not challenging enough. You need to do X, Y, and Z.
Bullshit.
Okay, I can appreciate the game is a little bit light, even in survival mode, but having 1 XP and spending 4 hours to get to level 2 is fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb.
So, I appreciate, thank you, mod authors. I love mod authors, but come on, you gotta make it a little bit more even than that.
No, that just seems excessive. That's ridiculous. And Kara doesn't even play mods. Have you ever loaded a mod yet, Kara? Are you still?
I'm still pure Andrew, if that's what you're asking about.
Pure. No, well, not specifically, but you still haven't.
Yeah, I'm still just running vanilla.
Cool. So when.
Well, and if Pat was here, it'd be like vanilla all the time.
Yes. No, don't mess with mods. Kara, so when I go to drive your rally race Dead is Dead challenge, and my first command is to load a mod that lets you have. Are you going to be able to do that? The gnomes? You're going to have 6 gnome followers. Are you going to... Oh, that's
No.
perfect. Oh, I'm gonna drive Kara, and she's gonna go
No,
load.
you two are going to be separated. Sorry. No, you're not going to be the cool kids. You're not going to be the cool kids on the bus. You guys are going to be separated. Sorry.
No,
Get it.
No,
It's gonna be Bill.
You can't stop the gnomes.
You're gonna be knee deep
Was it
in
when I
gnomes,
was listening
baby.
to Cara's feed when she was like, "Put the bodies on the bus. Put the bodies on the bus." I was like, "Oh my god, she's hardcore."
I remember doing that, but I don't remember exactly why I was doing that.
But the fact that you did it, that was awesome.
You're
our hero, Cara. You're our hero.
I'm not the hero the city deserves. I'm the one it needs.
So
we're done.
No, I was just about to say I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else? Any last perks you want to mention for our friend Aaron going off on his pistol packing mama, or thoughts on Rally?
My request is that if he does Twitch it, he should do the pistol packing mama song or something like that.
I'll get flagged and we'll have to pay $1 million.
Well, not like not from the actual thing, but like singing it himself.
Not like Pat, who's already got us in lawyers and litigation.
Oh, I did that way before Pat. Yeah, I think like maybe 2 of my videos are up on the channel and they're just completely silent because there was music in them, and that's why I'm super conscientious of the radios now.
Gotta cover up that radio. Carol walks into a room, starts like screaming, ah! Just like running wildly around the room looking for the radio. Where's the radio? Where's the radio? Turn the damn thing off. Where's the radio? Singing a song as she's doing it.
Where's the radio? Like giddy up buttercup, legs are going flying, I'm tossing around wrenches, overturning workshops.
In the Fallout Let's Play, in my Fallout 3 Let's Play, I spend an inordinate amount of time running around trying to turn off radios.
Yeah.
And I've had to cut 45 minutes of a stream to try and find a fucking radio. Stupid YouTube. Stupid copyright.
Stupid copyright. I mean, it doesn't even make sense because you are talking over it occasionally. So you're not hearing the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure like the strikes are kind of like on a bot run or something like that. So if they just get any what they consider a significant amount uncovered, they're like, copyright.
Stupid copyright.
Stupid.
My last thought is I know I brought it up last show, but I want to remind everyone that if you haven't used it yet, for the Minutemen and in your build menu, build that special item, the artillery, I believe it's called, where you get the smoke grenades, and it basically shows them where they're going to launch their shells from wherever, and get as many settlements as you can, and put one of those artillery units at every settlement. It's really, really fun because I was doing a quest for the Warwick place. I was going to kill the super mutants over at the toy factory for them. And on the way back, you pass right by the front gate of Quincy. And so just as I was running by, I decided to chuck a smoke grenade over the fence as I was running away. And then I just hear a like 7 or 8 shells come in, and then I just see XP start cranking up on my experience points because it was killing.
Jeremy, I hope you're pulling that audio right there.
Oh, buddy, Jeremy, lay off. Don't touch me. Don't touch my audio. So yeah, I love the smoke grenades, guys. The artillery units. It's a really fun way to play the game. Before you go into a place, you can just chuck a smoke grenade in there, wait 30 seconds, and you'll have half to 3/4 of the enemies in a in a town or whatever, a little square that they'll be done with already. You just have to go in and clear out the rest, and they'll probably have their health halfway down already anyway. So that's a really fun aspect of the game that I totally ignored for a long time, but have just sort of discovered it in recent playthroughs. So that's fun. Check out the artillery. I like that. Guys, do you have any other closing thoughts for the evening?
I'm not afraid of Colin.
Oh no.
I am.
I feel like
you don't have to be.
being thrown. I'm excited about the rally. I'm also excited about how many participants we have. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So again, listeners, if you'd like to participate and do a Dead is Dead challenge with us and get on the Twitch stream and have someone boss you around, just get a hold of us and we'll get you some information for our new and improved The Fallout Feed Twitch stream. Dennis, do you create?
Are we new and improved?
We're always improved every week. That's how you know we're getting better. No, but Dennis, you created that account. Could you remind us? Is it The Fallout Feed? Is it Twitch.tv/The Fallout Feed? So subscribe to that account, and we'll try to host it on the ASA podcasting account too, and we'll get our listeners involved with some Dead is Dead. So we
don't need the ASA podcasting account anymore. We've got the Fallout Feed now. That's all we need. We don't need the mothership to hold us back anymore.
Mothership, bring the feed. Yeah. Kara, any closing thoughts?
I pretty much already said them. Nothing else.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, the Skyrimatic Podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
See you in the wasteland.
No Mageddon!
No Mageddon.